Oh, okay. I'm setting things up going, wonder when this is going to start. And I think it started. So there we go. I am usually on time. I just had a momentary problem setting things up. I decided to try if I could get this up on what do you call it, Firefox instead of Chrome, and Firefox was an ass, so it slowed me down by a couple of minutes. But I'm here now, so hi, Mr. Grant, Aussie ASMR, Tendai, Thol, hello, hello, hello. Get us all settled in and set up. So, yes, here I am. And, you know, maybe be joined by my cat Memsy a bit later. She was around. Got a bunch of mail to open. I'll open a bit later. I think either Toby or Celtic King was responsible for getting this stuff sent to me. They didn't send it themselves. It's quite a mixture of stuff, including this really quite heavy box. Someone's paid to send that from the United States. So there you go. And hello, Catherine and AngryAussie. I haven't put the video up on my YouTube channel yet, but if you follow me on Facebook, you should check out the video I posted made on the weekend with some YouTubers, including Amy, AngryAussie, as the banana in the Gorilla vs. Banana video. I'm quite happy with how that turned out. I've got to edit another one a bit later. Joel, where's Alex Jones? I wanted him to come out. He's crying in the toilet at the moment. Yes, musical aggregator banned within 24 hours. He got knocked off iTunes, most of his podcasts, YouTube, and Facebook. I think the order it went was iTunes, then Facebook, then YouTube, all within about 24 hours. And g'day, David. Aussie ASMR, is the video playing up my home internet? Oh no, this might not work. Yeah, because even friggin' what do you call it? Netflix screwed up a bit earlier. This might not actually work. We'll have to see what happens. I'm just doing a little speed test to see if I can get an indication. Oh, it's actually looking okay. Maybe we should be okay. I don't know. But we might have a problem with video lag. It's very hard to be sure. But I'm just looking at speeds. Yeah, my speeds look kind of okay. So I'm not sure what's causing the lag. We're buffering, cutting in and out. Ugh. Right, well, this might not work. Ooh, wait, I could connect with a cable and see if that helps. Yes, I could try that. Yeah, well, we'll see. Do seem to be having some problems. It's weird. My speeds seem okay. I don't know if that's my daughter doing any gaming. Maybe it'll settle down. Who knows? You know, my beard always goes skew. Why is it never symmetrical? Really annoys me. The little things that get annoying. All right, well, we'll keep going anyway. So, yeah, it's yeah. No, I think we're going to be okay. We'll keep going. Yes. So you know, with the title, I gave this video deliberately trying to wind up butthurt Alex Jones fans. So because it's hilarious to me that he got kicked off the major social media platforms, apart from Twitter. I mean, people are starting to seriously speculate the CEO of Twitter is a full-on white nationalist because he seems so set on not punishing the extreme right-wingers on the site. Look, Aussie ASMR, I think we could get Alex Jones. If he stops crying in the toilet, he might come out. I remain hopeful. Oh, hey, Toby, been editing stuff for SoundCloud. Look, I was waiting for Toby or Celtic King to show up because one or both of them are responsible for sending me a bunch of things. I'm going to open and see what it actually is. I have a strong suspicion of what's in the packages, but I'll open them a bit later to be sure. Under the smile. Yeah, he doesn't sell snake oil. He sells supplements that are a complete scam. There's no, actually, I was going to say, there's no oils. There probably is. There probably seriously is oils on his site that he claims cures things. And that's what I said literally years ago, before the alt-right was a thing, before these extreme right-wing fruitcakes went mainstream. Aidsy and I were researching conspiracy theorists and trying to see what drives them and what they're really about. And we look obviously at Alex Jones and InfoWars, and it takes 5 seconds looking at the site to work out what his motivator is, because he was selling things. Back in the day, he was selling DVDs, his apocalyptic warning DVDs, and then he moved into these supplements and whatnot. And so Jones's whole whip people up into a paranoid frenzy is he does it for no other reason than to rip them off, to take money from them. And they're all stupid enough to fall for him. Hey, proper Wolfie, you going well? And hey there, Toby, I'm doing well. I almost, yeah, Aidsy, what happened to Aidsy? I tried to get him on the weekend and I couldn't get a hold of him. And then a couple of hours later, he texted me, and then I haven't heard from him since. So who knows? Who knows? Look, look, I'll text him. Maybe he'll call in. Maybe he'll call in. Maybe not. I'm always, as I was trying to, we had a YouTube meetup on the weekend, and I tried to explain to people there, one of the reasons I'm always a bit reluctant to initiate contact with him is because his various illnesses affect his sleep patterns really badly, and I'm always worried that I'm interrupting first sleep he's had in a couple of days. Oh, Toriana, that's the final nail in the coffin I want for Jones. I want the Sandy Hook parents to sue him into oblivion. So I want him to lose his public facade, and then I want him sued into oblivion. I was here when I said, how long till that turns deep level? I know. I did see something on Twitter today that I thought was hilarious. You know, it's the typical all the Jones defenders who go, "Oh, first they came for InfoWars, and I didn't say anything." And it's like, no, fuck off, man. They're not coming for me because I don't spend. Hey, Chad, Aru, you're boring. And one thing we don't do here is boring. So you have to go away, sad little boy. Yeah, I'm not surprised that good old Sargon of Akkad was worried about being deplatformed because, you know, when your whole thing is to tell lies and incite hate mobs to attack people, that might come back on you at some point. Oh, yeah, David G. Yeah, it's not surprising. InfoWars fans talk about free speech. This is what I love. Like, we had someone in the chat. I don't know. I think it was last week, and I gave him enough rope to hang themselves with. They go, free speech. I go, what do you think that means? And they say, oh, no. And use the most extreme example. The American First Amendment about free speech means the government shouldn't restrict what you say, but there are limits to that anyway. And the idea of a private entity not providing you with a platform has got nothing to do with any form of legal or constitutional free speech. That's all about the government not being able to restrict your speech. Private entities don't have to provide you with a platform. And even with the government stuff, there are limits. You can't slander or libel people. You can't incite violence. You can't incite insurrection against the government. If you make plausible threats against individuals or the government, you'll soon find out the limits of that. And most jurisdictions in the world, including many US states, have hate speech laws as well. So the idea of there being any sort of absolute free speech is stupid because it literally doesn't exist anywhere. So they're arguing for a thing that doesn't exist. It's like they have this idea in their mind that free speech means consequence-free speech. It means I should be able to say and do anything and never suffer any blowback for it ever. And people should be forced to listen to me as well. And it's just like, oh man, fuck off. Well, Joel, that's what you're saying. You're saying you say what you want, but not around me. If people say, I don't want to listen to your shit, that's not a limit on your free speech. That's just someone saying, I don't want to listen to you. Please go away. I know Proper Wolfie, Canadian free speech laws has prescribes more specific things about telling the truth on the news, which led to a joke that Fox News wasn't allowed to be broadcast in Canada because they run afoul of this law that says you have to tell the truth, which wasn't true, but it's a funny thing to say because Canada had a thing saying you're not allowed to lie on the news, therefore Fox News can't broadcast in Canada because we all know they lie as a matter of course. There used to be a thing in the US, I think it was called right of reply or something. But it's about balances. It's essentially if a TV network aired a story that said X, they had to provide an opportunity for someone to present the opposite viewpoint. Yeah, there just had to be someone who wanted to say the opposite. Venice, I'm well. Who's the guest? Oh man. Oh, that's a sorry, Venice. That's a joke. I'm joking about Alex Jones coming on because he doesn't have his own YouTube channel anymore. So I was going to let him come on mine, but he's just crying in the toilet at the moment. It's been like that for a couple of hours. I don't know if he's ever coming back. Sorry, do I want to say, yes, I do want to say your username. Milk my mantis. What's wrong with free speech? Look, I would actually debate anyone on anything if they were going to argue in good faith. But the problem with a bunch of people, particularly these extreme right, racist, misogynist bigots, they are literally never going to argue in good faith. They don't want to have a conversation. They just want to say their shit and go on. It's like, okay, this week in Australia, Nazi Blair Cottrell got put on Sky News and they've got massive blowback for it. And they're going, oh, sorry. And some people said, oh, I think you should put the ugly speech out there so it can be refuted. See, you don't need to give an actual Hitler worshipping Nazi a platform because we know what a Nazi is going to say. It's a given what a Nazi's going to say, and you don't have to validate them by giving them a media platform. So, wait, I just got a text back from Aidsy. He says, making a coffee, oh, geez, this sounds disturbing, getting familiar with World War II weapon system, dealing with health issues, going business class for the next 6 weeks, nighttime, twice a week, focusing on creativity and entrepreneurship styles, definitions, jargon, fuck knows I could use. So, yeah, right now, hitting the research pretty hard. So I'll say, just checking you're okay. Oh, Venus Bloom, why so many dislikes? Because I attract a lot of trolls, man. That's as simple as that. Logan, do I want to rant about fake news? The only rant I would have on fake news is that's a phrase invented by people who are evil as fuck, who just want to say anything critical of them is false. Okay, cockhead, I'm tossing around the word Nazi and everyone. Fuck you, you ignorant fucking piece of shit. The specific person I'm talking about when I say Nazi has specifically said Hitler's portrait should be in every classroom. School kids should read Mein Kampf. He celebrates Hitler's birthday. So fuck you saying I'm throwing around Nazi. The cunt's a Nazi. It's a literal, accurate, descriptive term. Shut the fuck up with that stupid right-wing talking point. You call anyone you disagree with a Nazi. This cunt is a fucking Nazi, and fuck anyone who says otherwise. Hey ho, feeler and sealer. Now I'll be happy again. And the boring people go bye-byes. So yes, Feeler, you got to come in just as I was having a little rant. I hope you enjoyed that. It's just I refuse to fucking kowtow to fuckheads who can only talk in fucking scripted right-wing talking points. If you don't have anything useful to say, shut the fuck up and fuck the fuck off. What's a Nazi? What's a neo-Nazi? A neo-Nazi is, a post-World War II person who ascribes to Nazi ideology. Simple as that. Blair's a girl's name, David. Just saying. A Nazi is someone who subscribes to Nazi ideology, someone who worships Hitler, someone who has a swastika fucking tattoo, someone who talks about a white ethno-state. It's not fucking rocket science, and if you defend those, it's pretty goddamn fucking obvious what you are. Ugh. Exactly, Proper Wolfie. I refuse to indulge anyone who just fucking regurgitates talking points. Tara, I'm obviously just joking about Blair being a girl's name. There's some sad fuck who idolizes. Yeah, well, that's it. That person just basically thinks it sounds smart to say, "Oh, you just call everyone a Nazi." No, it's people who repeat Nazi ideology that I call Nazis. Tendo, you can count up to 3. Okay. Hey, look. How about for fun? I'm gonna open. I went to my mailbox today, and there's quite a bit of mail there. How do I even? Oh, that's how I open this one. It's always so difficult to open these things. So I got this package. Where does this actually come from? This has come from. This has come from This has come from the US, from McMinnville, Tennessee. The Gospel of Christ. Oh, DVDs! I've got some DVDs. Oh yeah, Catherine. Neo meaning new. It just means someone. This is after World War II, but they subscribe to Nazi. Man, so I'm not. There's no way I'm watching these. Look, honestly, if you want some fun, like DM me on Twitter or Facebook or something, your postal address. I'll send you some of these DVDs. It's a DVD of the Gospel of Christ. What is baptism? That's all about baptism. And then the sequel to that is after baptism, then what? And this one, Ethiopian eunuch. That sounds like, honestly, that sounds like porn. That sounds like porn. Ooh, and there's another DVD. Once saved, always saved. Faith only one. Oh, these are Mormon DVDs. These are Mormon DVDs. Okay, I promise you, anyone who DMs me postal address on like Twitter or Facebook or something, I'll send you a Mormon DVD. The Cowboy Church. Well, you've got to like that. This one's about the Cowboy Church. You've got to love a Cowboy Church. And there's so many DVDs in here. This is another, yeah. What is the Church of Christ? What church do I attend? Yeah, there you go. So anyone who wants Mormon DVDs, DM me your postal address and I'll forward them on to you. Oh dear. Logan, I understand where you're coming from with that. Left calls things Nazism, right calls things Marxism. Is that the political horseshoe theory? First, I don't think calling something socialist is an insult anyway. Well, Toriana, it doesn't have to be religious stuff. If you send me a postcard, I'll send you an angry postcard back. Oh, yes, Charlie, that's a good Mormon DVD, Orgasmo. For those who don't know, it's a very early work by the South Park guys. Now, I also got sent this magazine that I'm probably subscribed to. AZ says, oh, fuck no, not okay. This goes on, but I'm trapped here eating anti-anxiety pills like they're lollies. Just keep doing what I can do to be productive. It's getting so bad I don't want to leave the house, but I have to because my body breaks another spring and I've got to go to the shop to get it repaired. Give you a proper call tomorrow when I've quit moaning to myself and can give a proper rundown life here. Lots of love, AZ. So AZ sends lots of loves to everyone. Pat talks, I'm never calm. I'm never calm. So who puts out this? Look at this. That looks good, doesn't it? America's Divide, Real Truth Magazine. Who puts out Real Truth Magazine? Oh, David Pack, Restoring Plain Understanding. Is this Mormon or is this someone else? I'm trying to work out who this is. Is this Mormons or is this someone else? No, I can't quite work out. But this is a fun reading. Yes, I always send everyone's wishes to AZ. Music fan, it seems like a tautology, you're right, calling something real truth. But now I've got this box, right? And it's really fucking heavy and it's come from the US and I'm sure it's more Bible stuff. And so whether it was Toby or Celtic King who got me on this mailing list, they've got someone to spend a lot of money sending this to me. I'm going to open it up and see what's in here. There might be more books going straight to recycle. My God, it's full of books. It is absolutely full of books. What's in the box? What's in the box? It is absolutely full of books. This is full on. Look at all the books. Look. Look at all the books. Look at all the books in here. My God. Wow, that's full on. That's full on. And yes, Tendai, I did see the Cinnamon Hitler's beef with LeBron James. Absolutely ridiculous. Guys, Trump is so low rent. Yes, Grant Gregory, these are analog DVDs. Well, this is a Christian mission thing, but how did they, this must have cost a fortune to send. Like, this box is really heavy, and it's come from the US. New American Standard Bible, Best Book Missionary Trust. Wow. This is like full. Like, look at the titles. Eternity and Time. Christ could not be tempted. Justification before God. Look, this one sounds like a porno. Christ emptied himself. That absolutely sounds like a porno. Yeah, no, this is a whole book of religious texts that I think is probably Celtic King has managed to convince some missionary to send me. But his love, Shreky's love. Be generous. Look at it. There's so many of these books. Free grace versus free will. Yes, give up free will, kids. That's what it's all about. The church. My God, there are just so many of these books. I think that's just going into recycling, quite honestly. That shit's just going into recycling. It's like, are there any other porn-sounding ones? Savior's Definite Redemption. Woman, Man's Completion. Ooh, God's Suffering is Salvation. Ooh, I like that. Look at that. The Born Again Phenomenon, a cover-up for heresy. I mean, it's often with these little Christian sects that fight with each other, it's hard to work out who they are because they rag on everyone else. Studies of Jesus, Christ's kingdom, the most neglected chapter in the Bible. Maybe it's boring. Maybe that's why it's neglected. Christ's kingdom again. Ooh, diminishing spirituality in local churches. Bad local churches. Oh, Toby Celtic King had a box of these sent to you as well, did he? There's like that. It's amazing. People must give these churches so much money for them. That must have cost a fortune to send to me. Quite innocently. Joel, Jesus came to you last night and he came inside you. That's the Holy Spirit inside you now, man. Kang, are you coming on to me? I am taken. So I hate to disappoint you. But yeah, taken. Sorry, buddy. Not that I'm not flattered, but no. Warhammer 40k joke. Nice, Tendai. You want heresy? There's so many, like, because I do, for diversions, hang out on sites like Imgur, and there'll always be these bloody Warhammer memes about heresy, and it's like, I've literally never played Warhammer, but I've got that whole heresy vibe from basically just from memes that people have gone. Joel, are you going to have little Jesus babies? You might. It might be like tadpoles. Might be like Jesus tadpoles. I'm not actually sure how it works when the Holy Spirit comes inside you, but I think it's probably pretty revelatory. No, Kang, sorry to disappoint. Not actually going. No. Oh my God, Felia, you are so right. You know what? I should keep, because these are varying thicknesses. I should carry a couple around with me. You know when you always go to a cafe and you get a wobbly table and you're trying to find, because these are all different thicknesses. I should just take a couple of different thicknesses just to stick under table legs to stop them from wobbling. That is a really good idea. Oh, Joel, you're worried that the Holy Spirit might have just been your pervert neighbor. Dude, if he had a beard and said he was God, you should trust him, okay? That no one would lie about that. Oh, Mr. Grant Gregory, take him to a doctor's surgery and leave them. No, that would be cruel. I think these are going into recycling. Music fan. Of course, there will always be platforms for Jones, just none of them are going to have the reach of Facebook, iTunes, or YouTube. But That's yeah, I have to admit that made me laugh quite a lot when he got pinged on Facebook, YouTube, and iTunes all in 24 hours. It's just like, whoa. Oh, Batman, yes, I could use them as props. I don't know if there's any good stuff, because I do pretty good line in preaching. If there was any really good sort of fire and brimstone stuff in here, I could do a preaching thing on it. Mr. Grant Gregory, I share your question about what's BitChute. Never heard of it. BitChute, BitCute, music fan. Which of those is that? Like a blockchain? Every time someone brings up some technology I don't know now, is that blockchain? Because everyone talks about blockchain all the time now. Proper Wolfie, you went to get breakfast. You didn't miss much, man. I just went through some of these books, trying to think of useful things to do with them. You know, prop up wobbly furniture, put them under the legs of wobbly chairs or tables. So they could serve use, or I might just put them in recycling. But I am just marveling, because this came to me from the US. I was trying to find something that told me how much the postage cost, but I couldn't find anything that told me. It's like weighs 11 pounds or something. Like, it's really quite heavy, but I don't see anything on it that tells me how much they paid to send it to me. So yeah, people giving money to these things, it's just like that must have cost them a lot anyway. Oh, music fan. Okay, it's a big great YouTube. Look. There are dozens of wannabe YouTubes, and they all fail. Sorry, Sela. I just saw that Jones said that Obama slept with 10 guys a day. Is he literally saying every day Obama had sex with 10 different people, whether it was women or men? That's not something to hide under a bushel. If you were doing it with like 10 people a day, that's something to boast about. Hey, Christian, how's it going? Oh, Mr. Grant Gregory, I get what you're saying about making him a martyr when they all do it once, like free speech. But okay, people who don't give a shit about Jones are just laughing, and anyone stupid enough to be a fan of his and go free speech is going to do that no matter what. They're just so deeply bought into the conspiracy and whatnot that it's pointless worrying about them seeing him as a martyr, because they're completely divorced from reality. It doesn't matter what you do; those people are never going to come in contact with reality. Oh my god! My first line. You're saying there's a YouTube channel called AI Channel where they use a 3D camera to have puppet 3D anime girls. Dude, super disturbing. Super disturbing. And you're right, musical elevator. If Trump was grabbing 10 pussies a day, he'd talk about it on the media all the time. Oh, yeah, like a trivia. Yeah, you know that I'm going to get a lot of laughs about Alex Jones losing all these platforms. But we said a bit earlier, the icing on the cake would be if the lawsuits brought by the Sandy Hook parents take all his money, because that is a sick, wrong, disgusting thing that he launched those hate mobs against parents who'd already gone through the worst thing imaginable. And he whipped up his crowd of idiots into saying, Sandy Hook never happened. They're all actors. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, dude. I mean, people say, oh, is it wrong? No, I think it's wrong. He should be in jail. As far as I'm concerned, he lied so badly and he hurt so many people. He was so vicious and cruel to people who'd already gone through one of the worst things imaginable. I think he should be in jail. I think he should be in jail for life. I think he's a fucking crime against humanity, basically. I think Jones is absolutely despicable, worthless scum. Oh yeah, the gay frogs thing. We all joke about Alex Jones talking about he put the chemicals in the water to turn the freaking frogs gay. And I saw some background to that. Like we've all seen that soundbite, I think. And what it was a study that showed there was a particular pesticide that was having an effect on a particular type of frog, and it was affecting male frogs. Some of them it was effectively neutering, but some of them it was triggering something in them that actually made them change gender, made them go female. Because there are some amphibians that can do that, can actually change gender. Yeah, that was a plot point in Jurassic Park. So, contrary to what Jones said, it was not making the frogs gay, but it was making some frogs change gender. So, which, isn't what gay means. But then neither Alex nor his audience are particularly bright. So, had to. Sorry, Joel. I was about to take a drink and you would have made me snort at that line. You like watching the gay frogs from behind the bushes. That would have made me snort a drink if I'd been drinking. Yeah, probably. That's the actual thing. That was the source of Alex Jones's "the chemicals are turning the friggin' frogs gay" was a pesticide that was having an effect on a certain sort of frog, and was actually making some of the male frogs change gender. So yeah. Tara, some seahorses change gender. I know that with at least some seahorses, after the fertilization of the eggs, the males actually carry them to gestation, to birth. So it's people often say like it's the male seahorses that get pregnant. Technically, it's not like in the mammalian sense pregnant, but it's like, oh my God, there's like some homeless hobo coming through my kitchen now. Look at that. They don't want to be on camera. Oh dear. Oh, my phone's fine. I honestly reckon you're saying we should have a trollbot video that can emulate Alex Jones videos. I think as AI gets better and what's currently known as deep fakes gets better. No, that was actually my daughter. That was my daughter who went past. She just didn't want to be on camera. So I reckon we already get weird algorithm created animation videos on YouTube. I think it's only a matter of time until basically relatively realistically rendered 3D videos are created. I reckon we will actually see a whole bunch of fake videos just generated by algorithm that kind of looks like a real person saying real things, and they're all just generated algorithmically. Very weird. Oh yeah, proper Wolfie. AI edited film trailers. That's a real thing. And it's been around for a little while. I saw someone actually basically taught an AI, said, okay, this is how we make trailers for films. And this AI made a reasonably convincing trailer for a horror film. It was really interesting. Yeah, Tinder, I'm talking about deep fakes there. Sorry, I just want to the comic book lad. Do you saddos not know that everyone is laughing at you? For fuck's sake. Yes, Emperor Siga, you're right. The globalist reptilian Illuminati's, not just YouTube, Facebook and Apple all drop kicked the majority of Alex Jones's channels. Kang, are most angry Aussie fans for attention? No, a few are. A few are. That's actual thing. And I'm friends with a few transgender people on Facebook, particularly. Bury, Twitter don't seem in a hurry to ban Alex Jones. Everyone's starting to speculate. There's sort of mounting evidence that Jack from Twitter is basically an alt-right wanker. Oh my God! I on the one level, the comic book lad is falling into the mortal sin of being boring as fuck. But on the other hand, maybe you could poke him with a stick for a while because he's very funny. Paul Joseph Watson will survive. That such a sad fuck. Redfoot, do you know gender isn't determined till the third trimester? I did not know that. I have not looked deeply into fetal development, so I'm not sure. Does he know I will survive is a gay anthem? No, they're actually not good on that sort of irony, Charlie. I can just imagine good. I mean, basically, Paul Joseph Watson is the sort of thick as fuck moron who's like poses with a picture of him smoking, going, "Oh, the libs hate smoking, so I'm triggering the libs by smoking." I'm like, yeah, dude, keep smoking. Also, I would be super triggered if you injected crack straight into your cock. That would be a great way to own me if you injected crack cocaine straight into your cock. That would be teaching me a real lesson. I like it, Bureau's professional atheist Jesus. You know where PJW is going when he dies. Oh dear. And yes, proper Wolfie, exactly. They love saying the red pill thing, whereas the Matrix was actually created by two transgender women as a metaphor for the fluidity of identity. Logan, do I hate Alex Jones? Alex Jones is an evil, manipulative liar who does vicious, cruel things to people who are already gone through terrible things. And the only good thing about Alex Jones is he plays his audience for the suckers they are. He treats them like complete fucking morons, just shovels absolute pathetic lies to them, and then sells them his bullshit supplements. That's seriously the only good thing about Alex Jones, is that he treats his own fervent followers as absolute fucking morons and just rips them off, which they deserve. Oh, Bjorn, is that the nature of Switch's name? Switch was meant to be trans, male in one world, female in another. See, that was the oh my God. Okay, am I the only one who's super embarrassed at how fucking thick that comic book lad is? Red Pill actually came from Orson Welles' book 1984. I swear to God, that is not me inventing a straw man of how stupid these fucking right-wingers are. I swear that is actually a real stupid little boy, a real stupid little boy who is that fucking dumb. Dude, honestly. Oh my God. It's like the dumb is piling up on the stupid. 1984 was written by George Orwell, not Orson Welles. And yeah, the red pill is blatantly and explicitly about the Matrix movies. Anime girl, where's my giant box wearing courage? Well, that's old school. That's from a few years ago. They don't live forever. The giant burrowing cockroaches died. Yes, for those who don't know, I put up a video years ago. It was actually a pet that Mrs. Angry's son had. Was a giant burrowing cockroach from Queensland. So it's not like gross garbage cockroach. It was a native Australian cockroach, and they eat leaves and stuff. And it was about this big. No, not that big. It was about this big. And they're like little tanks. They were very cool. Kang, why am I not angry? I've already had 1 or 2 rants this thing. So there you go. Yes, I've had 1 or 2 angry rants already. Yes. Actually, Project Redfoot, you've hit the nail on the head there. The red pill is from Citizen Kane by the Wachowskis. Yeah. Oh, wow. I swear to God, it's like anyone would think I was. Oh, sorry, I just got the Wolfie. You were taking the piss as well. It's just like, I swear people would say I was making fun of them and that was fake, but it was a real person. Siga, it's funny because Rosebud is your safe word. Oh my God. Yeah, we've gone off on a very, very weird tangent because of that very, very silly boy. Is just publicly humiliated himself. But he's also probably too stupid to know the scale of his own fucking stupidity. Logan Paul had heaps of trolls. I've booted a couple and I've left a couple. We're still making fun of one of them that I haven't booted just because he's so fucking thick. It's pretty funny. Feeling Sealer, the original location set in the Matrix was an animal farm. That would make sense, honestly. You know, all agents are equal, but some agents are more equal than others. I mean, it was while we're talking and laughing about Alex Jones and his idiot supporters going free speech, and there's this lie, and it is a lie. There's this idea going around that, oh, universities are banning conservative speech. People are losing their job for conservative speech. An actual objective study reveals that the people most being silenced, most being deplatformed, most having their jobs at risks in universities in America are left-wingers. This whole media narrative of, oh, universities have been turned into safe spaces where you're not allowed to put forward conservative views is actually the complete opposite of the actual truth. But yeah, again, with these right-wing blowhards, truth is not a big part of their world. Sorry, you got me there. 2 legs bad. 4 legs is gay sex, so also bad. Oh dear. Yeah, proper Wolfie, you raised a valid point. A greatest trick the right ever pulled was convincing everyone they're pro free speech, but they don't call out true censorship like Chelsea Manning being closed down. Celtic King, as always, as I said, flattered by your attention, but taken. Mrs. Angry is not sharing. Truth is lie, war is peace, freedom is slavery. Yes. I'm trying to find. There was a good quote I found on. Okay, I now think Comic Lad is a spoof. I think Comic Lad is actually trolling right wingers. I think he's trying to be a parody of how stupid Alex Jones supporters are. I'm calling it now. Comic Lad's not actually as stupid as he seems. I think he's actually taking the piss and trying to say that's how stupid Alex Jones supporters are. I've gone out there, I've called it, and I've said it. More sharp. Mr. Grant Gregory, it's you. It's someone. I'm reasonably convinced it's just a parody at this point. Oh yeah, that's another one. You're right, Emperor Seagut. Aside from Alex Jones whipping up his supporters into sending death threats to the families of Sandy Hook shooting, he also pushed Pizzagate. I mean, it is absolutely simple and straightforward. Alex Jones and the related lunatic right conspiracy stuff is going to get someone killed. Like that Pizzagate thing ended up with a guy showing up at the pizza place with firearms, saying he was there to liberate the children that were being held prisoner in the basement that doesn't exist. This shit is literally going to get people killed. It is Mr. Grant Gregory. Okay, dude, you were really convincing for a while. The bit that tipped me over was the supplement. As soon as you said the supplement thing, I thought, oh, okay, you went too far there. So, Charlie, no, Kang's not okay. No. Guilty King. Okay, I do admit there are angry titties here. There's no getting around that. But I don't think you'll get milk out of them. Yeah, well, that's for future reference, Grant Gregory. You've now got that. That's one thing that tips off that you're doing a parody. Saying that you took the supplements was a bit too far. But I mean, honestly, when you look at the stuff Alex Jones supporters actually say, they it's you did a good job because it is quite hard to parody them because they say incredibly out there unbalanced things. And parodying them is really difficult. Kang, buddy, if you're going to be boring, you're going to be sent away, banished to the Phantom Zone, because one thing we don't put up with here is boring people. So, don't be boring, dude. Savage Zone, do I have an endless drink? No, it's actually almost ended. Well, I have to pour myself another drink because if for no other reason, talking to you fine people makes my throat go dry. Celtic King, thanks for sharing that men can produce milk under certain circumstances. And I also agree with you that I'm sure Tara's boobs are better than mine. But I don't know. I don't think it'd be actual milk. I don't know. You might be able to secrete something. This also makes that makes me think of that Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro film. What's it called? Meet the Family or something? And Robert De Niro saying, "So I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?" Oh, anyway, not sure why he was deplatformed. He was deplatformed, when you're going to Alex Jones, for lying, for instigating hate against people, and for instigating violence against people. He's deplatformed for being one of the worst fucking verminous pieces of shit on the planet. Thank you, Charlie. Meet the parents. It was meet something. Yes, but that's the line I'll always remember when Ben Stiller's character is saying these ridiculous lies and just keeps going and says he's milking something, cats or something. It's like, oh, you can milk anything that has nipples. You can milk it. And Robert De Niro says, I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? And look, there's no getting around. I've got man boobs, but I don't think you could milk me. And I don't necessarily think we want to do. You're right, Matho Sign. Clownfish can change from male to female. One of my favourite lines I've ever seen. If Finding Nemo happened in real life, basically as in the male clownfish's female partner died and all the other eggs were killed, and there was only the one male offspring, either Nemo or his dad would have changed sex and they would have formed a new breeding couple. But Disney don't want to make that movie. Disney don't want to make... So, how do I have a cool mustache? This is just a thing that happens if I don't shave. Oh God, for real, so that just made... Okay, I'd... obviously, I've had a lot of trolls and haters over the years on YouTube and internet generally. One of the weirdest hate comments I've ever got was, "You're just angry because your mustache doesn't grow to connect to your beard." The line was, "You're just angry because your mustache doesn't join up with your beard." And I just thought that was absolutely fantastic. That was just the weirdest, most out there thing that I'd ever heard. And in terms of an insult, it wasn't very effective. But yeah. So yeah, Bruce again saying geese are rapists. Ducks are as well. And so dolphins. Dolphins are rapists. Cane toads will fuck dead cane toads. So that's more necrophilia than rape. I'm trying to think, weird shit in, because you often get, oh look, and you know, hippies and earth people, they're also people like, oh, you know, this doesn't exist in animal world, just humans about it. It's like homophobes say that homosexuality is not natural, but an enormous number of animals are engaged in same-sex behavior, whether it's intimate sexual activity or just like pair bonding. It's all through the animal kingdom, but also they're cruel. People who feel like, oh, humans are cruel, animals are beautiful. No, no, no. Animals are fucking evil. Like orcas, killer whales, they're cruel. They toy with things. They torture the animals that they kill to eat. There's all sorts of cruelty and torture in the natural world. Savage Zone, a male animal's gay. No, you get same-sex activity between both male animals and female animals. So there was this completely bizarre comic, like single frame comic I saw once, because it is anyone who's lived on a farm, because I grew up in the country, anyone who's lived on a farm will see male animals will hump anything, but you'll see, if you're on a farm long enough, you'll see female animals stimulating each other. And there's this cartoon that I just found hilarious. Someone's obviously run with the idea that female farm animals will indulge in sexual activity with one another, and they had this farmer talking to someone go, he's saying like, yep, some of them zoo people are coming over to take some pictures. They say they've seen gay horses and gay pigs, but they've never seen gay cows before. So I'm going to let them come over and take some pictures, and they're going to shoot them. But the cartoon has the two cows doing a 69, which is not what gay cows do, but just the idea of two gay cows doing a 69, I just found hilarious. My sense of humour, obviously, not shared by everyone, but oh dear. That Toriana, you hit on one of my favourite things. There is really common in kids' books about Noah's Ark with the animals going in 2 by 2. They put 2 male lions there. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, you are not getting any baby lions out of that. But good on you, Noah, for being progressive and just going, well, that was the couple. Neither of those lions were interested in the lionesses. And there we go. Oh yeah, David, you're right. Disney anthropomorphization of animals has put about this idea that animals are cute and they're not, they're brutal. Guilty King, is there a gay angry Aussie? Not me, unfortunately, man. Just not my thing. You know, to AIDS is eternal disappointment. But yeah, it's just not my thing. Not judgmental of other people, but it's just not my thing. That's a bit left field. Don't see a lot of Ron Jeremy hanging around farms. I hope not. Animals. No, 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 no. Alex Jones full on got banned. He got banned by YouTube. He got banned by Facebook. And he got banned by Apple from the iTunes store. His podcasts on iTunes. There are still some, as I understand, there are some InfoWars channels still in existence on YouTube, possibly on Facebook, and possibly there are some podcasts still on iTunes. But the main ones are gone from Facebook, iTunes, and YouTube. And as I understand how YouTube's rules work, if Alex Jones started presenting on any of the other platform YouTube channels, those channels would get shut. Oh, that's right. Today he also got banned off Spotify. The podcast got banned off Spotify. Yeah, Twitter's the only major platform he didn't get banned from. Project Redfoot, gay originally means happy and carefree. Yes. Yes, Watership Down. I read Watership Down and I did see the animation as well. Yes, Watership Down has some pretty brutal stuff in it, quite honestly. They left some of it out in the movie, but the movie is still pretty goddamn bleak. But the books are even bleaker. Yeah. It is, some dark shit in Watership Down, quite honestly, because it brings in the whole stuff about rabbits that survived myxomatosis and the rabbits who were being bred by a farmer for meat, and it's like, oh, pretty fucked up. Sorry, you lost me. Who's angry because they're hungry for dick? I don't know, not me, but anyway. Proper Wolfie, if you care about musicians getting paid, don't use Spotify. Oh, there you go. That's a bit, but that's kind of like radio, isn't it? Like, music artists really don't make any money off radio airplay. Savage Zone, where are you, Rico? Adele, how late are you? About halfway through, about an hour through. But I think I will get another drink. I'm going to get some ice first. Ice. I'm going to get ice. I'm going to try. I'm going to mix a little drink while I'm here. And this. All right. I'm going to mix a drink. Where's Mimsy? She was here and then she ran away. Celtic would AD man love me. Well, AD knows that's not going to happen. How did he get known? Because his name's Adrian. Unsurprisingly, maybe. And we are of the generation that, as we went into our sexual maturity, the AIDS epidemic was kicking into high gear. And so anyone who's a teenager in their 20s, the 80s, and happened to have the name Adrian was going to get nicknamed AIDS. And AIDS basically took a hold of that and told everyone not to call him AIDS, to call him AIDSy. So it's essentially got that nickname because of the AIDS epidemic. We have, this is Cointreau. There. And this is brandy. And I'll put a little bit of lemon juice in as well. Catherine, I have a lot of alcohol for no reason. Not much, because all I ever do is make the occasional cocktail, basically. So it tends to last a really long time. I mean, you can even compare in all the videos, you can see it there in the background. And it's the same bottles there all the time. So they last a long time. Because, well, I do tend to have a drink while we're having our little chats here, and then I'll kind of have cocktail night with Mrs. Angry on Friday and Saturday nights. Have a couple cocktails, and that's about it. That's the only time I'll drink. Friday and Saturday nights, and when I'm talking to people here. So this is sort of this is a tall sidecar. Yes. The Savage Zone. What's beside you now? Sorry, I just saw the reference to the circle of life. Wolfie saying, yes, sure, the antelope loves the idea of the circle of life. Oh, yeah, lion's body might fertilize the grass, so I'm fine with it eating my body. I like that, Empress Seagut. You're ace, but you love dirty jokes. That's a good balance. Carl, what's my opinion on Philip DeFranco? Hardworking dude. He's like old school YouTube and has managed to keep going and reinventing himself. I don't honestly watch his videos or hardly ever. But, it's interesting to see someone who's been very prominent on YouTube for so long. What's a chuppa chup? Chuppa chup is a lollipop, a little round lollipop on a stick. Oh, Adele, you're reading a true crime book. How's my week? My week's been okay. Yeah, just the normal sort of shit at work. Bure, you don't like him since 2016. I will say the whole thing about, I'm being even-handed, telling both sides, my personal opinion is that's bullshit. When I see people saying, I'm talking about issues, but I'm being fair and showing both sides, that's pandering to assholes. If you're not willing to consistently call out people who are worthless fucking pieces of shit because you're telling both sides and being fair, fuck that. That's saying the worthless, racist, misogynist, homophobe bigots of the world are as valid as the people who aren't worthless pieces of shit. And I personally don't subscribe to that theory at all. Here's my big controversial take. When people talk about being fair and even, that usually marks them as being a fucking coward who panders to assholes. It was a line that gets circulated a lot. What journalists should realize, if one person says it's raining and another person says it's sunny, it's not your job to say both things are equally valid. It's your job to go out and find out what's actually fucking happening. It's not journalism to say, some people say it's raining, some people say it's sunny. A journalist's job is to investigate and find out what the fuck is actually happening. Guilty King, will I come in a cup and mail it to you for drinking? No, I will not. But you'll never find out if you don't ask. Adele, you have different views from Phil about gun, especially about gun control. He tries to keep it open. Yeah, but I will. I'll just come down to actual journalists, good journalists, like ABC journalists in Australia. They try hard not to show any bias, despite the fact what some right-wing blowhards say. But at a certain point, particularly if you're really just a commentator, to just pretend like, I've got to be even. I've got to, show both sides. Both sides aren't fucking equal. It's again, like that centrist bullshit you get. Like, again, fuckwits pushing this like, oh, you know who the real fascists are? Oh, the anti-fascists. Yeah, it's like, well, you're the extreme right and the extreme left. It's like a horseshoe. They're as bad as each other. Well, the extreme right is, I want to exterminate everyone I don't agree with. The extreme left is, I want everyone to have a fair go and I want this unfair system dismantled. It isn't the fucking same. It absolutely isn't the same. Thanks, Dr. King. You and Toby want to see me naked. Not likely to happen. Although I know you did find that old video. Celtic King commented on a couple of my old videos, including a TFU I did, I forget how many years ago. And I've got no shirt on. I called it Nude TFU. And I was making jokes about, I'm nude. You don't know I'm not nude. I think I might have actually been nude. I think my weird sense of humor, even though I was only like videoed to here and all I needed to do was to have my shirt off. I'm trying to remember when I did that. I might have actually done it nude just for a fucking laugh. It's hard to tell. Rob Wolf, I agree with you. Fuck centrism. It will get us killed. It's like the idea of here both sides of climate change. No. There's science and there's bullshit. It's like if you're going to go, oh, we've got to represent equal. Well, no. And we are increasingly seeing stuff that I applaud, like scientists when they get invited by the BBC to come. We want you to debate climate change tonight. I say, no, fuck off. That's bullshit. I've got science on my side. That fuckhead's got nothing, and it's validating them for me to appear with them. So fuck that noise. I'm not doing it. It's like saying, like, oh, we want to talk about race relations, and we want you to come on, and we'll have an actual Nazi on the other side. No, fuck, I am not validating a fucking Nazi. It's just like, the whole thing, oh, you've got to hear both. No. When one side is demonstrably wrong, they don't deserve equal footing to the side who's right. My God. Yes, Emperor Seagull, that's basically it. The idea of debating climate change is one side saying, if we move to green energy, we could save the planet, to the other side saying climate change is a myth concocted by the Chinese. You're not even exaggerating. That is a literal thing that the President of the United States said, which is fucking terrifying. It's just like, sorry, left field. Charlie's been depressed by just remembering that Li Lin Chin retired. For non-Australians who don't know, Li Lin Chin was a very colourful newsreader on SBS in Australia, the Special Broadcasting Society, the multicultural channel. And she read the news on SBS for a long time, like 20 or 30 years. And the longer she was on there, the more eccentric she got with her glasses and the outfits she wore. And yeah, she's a bit of a treasure. And she retired from news reading recently. Although she said she hasn't actually retired. She's just not reading the news anymore. So we may still see her in the media. Yes. Oh, yeah. The snow thing. Yeah. So a Republican in the US went into the debate something. He had a snowball saying, well, how can climate change be real? I've got snow. It's like, yes, because it is actually a fact that every scientific study into climate change opened by explaining when we say global warming, we mean everywhere will be warm always, and it will never be cold anywhere, not even in winter, not even in the Antarctic. So if it's ever cold anywhere, that's proof that climate change isn't happening. It's like, what the fuck? People who actually say that, well, it's cold in winter, therefore global warming's not happening. It's like, shut the fuck up is not strong enough. Oh, Proper Wolfie, it's exactly that. It's the same argument as the people saying, if evolution's true, why are there still apes? And it's like, you mean a thing that's completely explained by evolution, as in divergent evolutionary paths. The fact that there's one direction of evolution doesn't mean that's the only direction. What do I think about PewDiePie? I never watched PewDiePie, so I don't really know. I will say that whole furor, that is a bit old now. That happened a while ago with him getting some bad press by making anti-Semitic jokes. The big negative in that is how much of PewDiePie's audience is very, 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 very young and very impressionable, and they just take shit literally. Like, that's probably the most depressing thing I get. Like, I get these fuckwit right-wingers do attack videos on me and sick their slavering mobs onto me. And so for a while, I just get this barrage of homophobic, sexist, racist, ableist, abusive comment, which I ignore and I block the people. No big deal. But, I do see the channels of the people who post the comments, and occasionally the posters are very young, like either very young teen or even preteen. And that's just fucking depressing because they're repeating these incredibly hateful lines, and they're really young, and they've just been indoctrinated in that, homophobia is right, misogyny is right, racism is right, and these fuckheads who just go, oh, it's not free speech. No, they are actually damaging these very young people, and it's almost always young men. It's not university young males, but it's almost always young males, and they're just pouring this poison into these really impressionable brains, and these fucking kids just repeat it, regurgitate it, and it's really fucking depressing. It's very depressing. Oh yeah, proper Wolfie. YouTube algorithms. Let's go there. It's like you watch one, like, for argument's sake, a feminist video, and for some obscure reason, YouTube's algorithm decides, well, if you watched a feminist video, you probably would have watched 10 Nazi videos now. It's ridiculous. Like, at YouTube, you're never more than about 2 clicks away from some extreme right-wing hate video. It's really fucking disturbing. Oh, Project Redfoot. Pat Condell. See, in the early days, I kind of liked Pat Condell. But then it became really obvious that Pat Condell had some really disturbing stereotypes. He was virulently anti-Muslim, and and he was anti-Christian as well. But then he's basically, it's like he comes across as a Zionist, basically. And as the years went by, he just devolved into this sort of conspiracy right winger. Is really disturbing. Dude, milky man tits. You think if I don't drink VB, I'm not Australian? I just don't drink beer. That's how un-Australian I am. YouTube. Blair Cottrell. He's almost got the same name as the American R&B singer Blue Cottrell. That is true. That is absolutely true. Oh yeah, Project Redfoot. Look, he started off just being anti-religion, but then he started pushing this real Zionist line, which was really weird for someone who's apparently anti-religious. But anyway, hey Sebastian and Roblox gamer. Oh no, what did I mix? This would qualify as a tall sidecar. Sidecar is probably, well, it's a hard pick between my favorite cocktails. It's going to come down to either a sidecar or a whiskey sour. A sidecar is brandy or cognac, and what do we call it? Cointreau or triple sec, and lemon juice. And it's a tall one. maybe drink sort of lemonade. But yeah, talking about being non-Australian, someone told me in one of the chats ages ago they'd found a podcast, like a right-wing podcast, and they were super angry at me drinking cocktails, which I found hilarious that someone would be that obsessed about me. Who said you found the 1 litre bottle, 1.25 litre, I think, isn't it, rather than 1 litre? A little fat lamb. What'd you get it for? Because if you paid more than $8, you were ripped off. You can get it for between $6 and $8 at cheap bottle-os. But if you get stuck buying one like in the city or something, it can cost you up to $12. So if you pay more than $8, you got ripped off. Because then you think you're just now officially a trash bag? Man, I've hung out with you for a couple of years. You've been a trash bag for a long time, just like me. Yes, 10 dollars, basically it. These guys were really super upset that I drank cocktails, which I just found really hilarious that someone would obsess about me. Oh my God, Charlie, you got a big stubby cooler for a big bottle of Little Fat Lamb. That's fucking awesome. Empressiga, you asked your brother how to get peace in the Middle East, and his response was the sarcastic, retake the holiday. I was like comedian, singer Tim Minchin has a song that noticed that both the Jewish folk and the Muslim folk don't eat pork. And because he's Jewish, I think, or is of Jewish extraction, and he's doing this song about trying to make peace in the Mideast. And he has this line in the song that goes, well, if you don't eat pigs and we don't eat pigs, let's not eat pigs together. That's a start, isn't it? If there's a thing that you agree on, pigs are a dirty animal, we shouldn't eat them, you've got a starting point. So, yeah. But also, I think there's also a thing with Orthodox Jews and Muslims not drinking alcohol, although I could be wrong on that. Dale, how we're coping with no plastic bags. I've used the reusable bags for years. It's an embarrassment. The Victoria and New South Wales chucking a hissy fit about not using the single-use bags anymore. Oh, probably. Apparently, Tim Minchin's getting some big mainstream gigs at the moment. So yeah, you're right. Well, if he does musicals and whatnot. Okay, Roblox gamer, you're being a boring fuckhead, so you need to sit in the naughty chair. Silly, silly person. Oh yeah, well, Sebastian, you have the Abrahamic religions. The three big religions are all come down from the teachings of Abraham. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all come. They're all known as the Abrahamic religions. But yeah, Charlie, he did perform in Jesus Christ Superstar, I think. But no, I think Tim Minchin's got some really big mainstream gigs coming up, like producing TV shows or movies or something. Yeah, he has Tari's. He did have a bit of an adventure that went a bit south in America, and he's come back to Australia. But I think it's like to get some, big gigs like developing TV shows or movies or both. Yeah. Sayapa. As YouTube robots for almost a decade, we admire and love shadow bans. Shadow bans are a funny concept, aren't they? For those who've never heard of the term shadow ban, it's a thing that may or may not exist. Everyone's convinced it happens on Twitter, that you don't actually get banned from the platform, but they change their algorithm so that people don't see stuff you post. Like, as far as you're concerned, everything is normal, but other people don't see stuff you post. That's called shadow banning. You think you're still on the platform, but no one sees what you post on it. Yeah, Sebastian, basically, Christianity and Islam are an offshoot of Judaism. Because the Christians explicitly have the Talmud, which they call the Old Testament, and the Christian New Testament, and Muslims refer to Jesus as a prophet, not as a son of God, but as a prophet, as Muhammad is also a prophet. Yeah, Islam came after Christianity. So, yeah, they're all called Abrahamic religions. I agree with you, Rick, and the plastic bag stuff's just fucking depressing. Honestly. Charlie, what do you put rubbish bag? Again, fucking weird coincidence. Like, I moved into this house, I don't know, 18 months ago, a bit less than that. And the bin in the kitchen fits exactly the bin bags I got from Costco. So, you know, go to Costco and get a giant thing of bin bags that's, it's going to last a couple of years. It's an absurd number of bags. You know, everything you get at Costco is so big. Like, you get 2-liter things of vodka and like 100 rolls of toilet paper in a thing. Well, Emperor Seagull, technically Jesus was never a Christian because Christians follow the teachings of Christ. He never followed his own teachings. Jesus was Jewish. He was raised Jewish and went through all the rituals of the Jewish religion. So Jesus was Jewish, not Christian. He's not following himself. Christians are the people who came later who followed the teachings of Jesus. He founded the, we argue whether or not the person existed. But yeah, Jesus was Jewish. Batman, you're off night. Thanks for dropping in, man. Oh, I've got about half an hour left myself, I think. Oh, yes, Charlie. Giant jars of Nutella. I haven't seen them for a while. They tend to have these things where it's 2 1-kilogram jars wrapped up together. But previous times I've seen ones that was like a single 2-kilogram jar was like this big. It's like when I say something's as big as my head, that means it's really fucking big because my head's considerably larger than average. So, yes. I saw, talking about Costco, I saw a news story this week about these 2 70-year-old dudes who got into a punch-up in an American Costco over free samples, because they give out free samples to the various foods, and they got in a punch-up, like 2 70-year-old dudes getting in a punch-up at Costco over free samples. That's like America. Did I know? I have not talked about mayonnaise ice cream. I did see that. So I shared it on the social media with, don't tell me white people don't have a culture. Yes, there's this ice cream, and it looked like vanilla ice cream, but the company goes, no, this is not vanilla ice cream. This is mayonnaise flavored ice cream, which let's just agree is probably an abomination. But mind you, there are various savoury flavoured ice creams. I mean, I've been at a gelateria in Australia where they custom made Vegemite flavoured ice cream. It was not bad. It basically tasted like salted caramel because Vegemite is a very salty sort of condiment, and Vegemite ice cream basically tasted like salted caramel ice cream. But okay, we've got people talking about bacon ice cream and tomato ice cream. And the Philippines, 2 very popular flavored ice creams are corn flavored ice cream and cheese flavored ice cream. And I've tried them both, and they're okay. So around the world, there are various savoury flavoured ice cream. A few people like the Vegemite chocolate. Again, I thought the Vegemite flavoured chocolate was basically like a salted caramel chocolate. Everything you like ice cream with Yorkshire pudding. I tell you what would be weird: ice cream with black pudding, blood sausage. That would be weird. I'm sure someone does that. there's always someone doing weird stuff. It's like when I was in Scotland, I determined I was going to have haggis, and I stopped at a cafe, and there's a place that did haggis nachos. So rather than like a haggis sausage or something, it was filling from a haggis as a topping on nachos, and that was pretty good. Oh yeah, Biore, I've seen black ice cream. What flavor is black ice cream? Is that like licorice or something else? Sorry, Tendai. Ice cream made with human breast milk. It was made because people can. It's kind of like if people can do something, they will do something. Basically. Oh yeah, Joel, chili chocolate. That's a relatively common thing. Uh, probably you're asserting that the breast milk ice cream is good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So dickhead doesn't take a hint, so dickhead goes away. Although, okay, no, I will give you one chance, Roblox gamer. Be a cockhead and you're gone permanently. Okay. You see, being boring is a crime on the Angry channel, basically. Oh, musical elevator. Southgate has black coconut ice cream. Weird. Okay, okay. Sorry. Okay, Wolfie. I'll say you're saying anecdotally breast milk ice cream's good. You haven't had it yourself. I believe you. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I was going to say something really personal then, and you all don't want to hear it, so that's okay. And I'm not going to say it, so that's okay. Ah, Edward Seagull, Scotland fried food. I think Scotland invented the deep fried Mars bar, um, uh, and which I have had. There was a place when I lived in Footscray in the western Melbourne. There was a fish and chip shop that did all these fried chocolate things, and they had fried Mars bars and other things. And the way they do that is by freezing the Mars bar really hard and then coating it in batter and freezing it. And that sort of caramelized and the Mars bar. So basically just tasted like a burnt Mars bar. It was not great. I had it just to have it. So, oh, yeah, in Brazil, got deep fried Oreos. I've been in places that did deep fried Oreos, deep fried Easter eggs. Yeah, it's like deep fried chocolate. It just burns the chocolate. So depending how they cook it, somewhere between sort of caramelizing it and being really nasty. Roblox Gamer, is there such a thing as dog poop ice cream? You should find it, my friend. Yes, Catherine Hall, fried Mars bars are messy. They have to freeze them really hard and then coat them in batter and flash fry them, which melts it, yeah, and they are really messy. But yeah, it sort of tasted like burnt sugar. It wasn't great as far as I was concerned. Yeah, you don't freeze the batter, Redfoot. You just freeze the chocolate and then you dip it in batter and fry it. Oh yeah, Rukasan, deep fried Twinkies. That's another thing. I don't think I've had deep fried Twinkies, but what I did have when I was in America was Twinkies that had been dipped in chocolate. So it was just like sugar overload. It was really over the top. Oh, yeah, Wolf, I have heard of deep fried Cokes. Yes. It's like the syrup is somehow solidified and coated in batter and then frozen. Super weird. Yeah, Roblox Gamer, you're a boring cunt. You're gone. I've given you too many chances. You're a fuckwit. Probably you like Scottish food. In terms of Scottish food, all I had was haggis. I didn't have any. And yes, I did have a deep fried Mars bar, though not in Scotland. Oh, and Pratika, deep fried squid tentacle dipped in chocolate. That sounds super weird. Because I actually like octopus and squid, but dipped in chocolate sounds super weird. Oh, deep fried butter. That was a real thing. If you want the weirdest fucking shit, you find out what's at American state fairs every year. And yeah, they had deep fried butter. They had sticks of butter that they like they freeze the butter really hard and then dip it in batter and deep fry it. It's like fuck. Or it's just like, what is it? Hey, Stella Mortis, nice to see you. Like a stupid. What's my favorite stupid Alex Jones? That is a difficult question, and I like that question. It's difficult because I certainly don't go for the horrible things he said. But what did he say that was actually fun? I mean, probably I think my favorite thing that I laughed at, because he's always trying to sell his supplements, and he said there were these pictures posted on his website of before and after that was supposedly showing the great effect the supplements had. And he was the same, except he was a bit redder in the after picture. Like, he hadn't lost weight. He didn't look any better. He just maybe looked a bit redder. And it was so weird that he was using that to sell his fucking supplements. I think you're right, Emperor Cigar. If you eat deep fried butter, you immediately contract diabetes and die. Fried octopus. When I lived in Sydney, which was like 20 years ago, there's a real thing of marinated baby octopus, barbecue marinated baby octopus, which is super yummy, really good. Yeah, I tend to like calamari, squid, and octopus. I think is really yummy. Iruka-san, Billy Corgan just turned into a complete fuckhead. Billy Corgan is a fucking piece of shit. Oh yeah, Feather and Sealer. That was the thing. That was the thing Alex Jones said. Obama smells like sulfur because he's a demon. You're right, Stella. To tie in a couple of things we've been talking about, Alex Jones looks like a stick of deep fried butter, and you'd have to be an idiot to buy supplements from him because he looks so. Oh my God, Safa, deep fried Big Mac. You see, you can deep fry anything. Aramosa, what was the type of marinade? When I was in Sydney, when the char grilled baby octopus was big, it was like a soy sauce marinade was the standard thing. So it was like baby octopus in like a soy marinade and char grill was really good. Okay, I think we know who that fuckwit is, and they don't get a chance. They just go away. I think talking about I like octopus and squid and calamari and whatnot. I had an ex who was Filipina, and there's this traditional Filipino way of doing calamari. You score it, and it's like in a soy type thing, and you shallow fry it in a pan. It's super yummy. She made it, and I really liked it. And one time I was like at a family's place, and her mum heard I liked this dish, so she cooked it for me. And her way of cooking it was like shit. And so I'm on record as saying I really like this particular Filipino dish, and my girlfriend's mum makes it, and I hate the way she makes it. But I really can't say, oh, you're a really shitty fucking cook and I hate your fucking food. And so there's this big plate of this stuff that I said I liked. It's really gross and I really don't like it. And I'm going, just forcing it down. And it was awful. Oh, it was terrible. But that's just a little adventure from my life I thought I'd share with you. Oh, Rukasan Balut. Oh, dude. Okay, Emperor Seagate, Balut as well. No, my fucking ex, she liked Balut. I went to the Philippines with her to see some of her family there, and her and her cousin are buying Balut from a fucking street vendor. And for those who don't know, okay, what Balut is a chicken egg, but the chick has actually started to develop in it. And then they boil it up So it's almost ready to hatch chick in it. And they boil it up. I don't know, they cook it in vinegar or something, and they crack it open and they eat this fucking chicken fetus. And it's like it is. I think it is the world champion most disgusting food. And lots of cultures have gross food stuff. Like Norwegians have that fermented shark thing they do, but I think the Filipinos win on the world stakes of the grossest fucking thing ever, which is balut, which is a partially formed chicken in a fucking egg. And they like suck its brain. Oh, no, no. It's just disgusting. It's terrible, 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 terrible. Oh, so yes. Yeah, no. My ex really liked balut. And that was probably the one thing I really didn't like. Like a lot of Filipino cuisine, not balut. No, no. Not at all. Oh God, Rukusen. Yeah, no. If your friend's got an eat gross shit channel, balut is the absolute pinnacle of it. It's just fucking. Oh, okay. Thanks for bringing that mofo sign. Genetically engineered human balut. Just yeah, no. I reckon. Oh, word, dude. I think in the future you will have ultra rich people eating genetically engineered fetuses because rich people are fucking weird. I tell you, yeah, chicken feet and duck feet, I also agree, are gross and I wouldn't eat them, but lots of people are really into them. It's like, ugh. Oh, talking about the anime about street racing, that's Initial D or whatever it's called. Oh, Tendai, oxtail's fucking tame compared to balut. Like in Australia, people have kangaroo tail soup. If you're in the country, yeah, kangaroo tail soup, oxtail, kangaroo tail thing. Yeah, Sebastian, I grew up in a rural area. That's it, probably. I love it. You know what I'm talking about, the fermented Norwegian fish. Yes. That okay, Stella, even better. Yes, Alex Jones doesn't look like deep fried butter. He looks like loot. That's right. Does Australia have gross food? Bush tucker can get a bit weird. Like two really popular foods with our indigenous population are witchetty grubs, like big caterpillar things. Apparently, where you fry them on a fire, they taste very nutty. They're very good. And the other one was bogong moths. These really big moths that have a migratory pattern. They're a popular food source. Same deal. Apparently, you chuck them on the coals of a fire. These are really quite big moths, and when they all the wings and stuff burn off, the bit that's left is apparently tastes quite nice. Very good protein. Apparently, both witchetty grubs and bogong moths really sort of nutty taste. Read my name. Koala, bananas, hawks, game, Nielsen, hash, banana, sushi. It's not that interesting, honestly. Oh my god. Okay, proper Wolfie. Okay, you did gross me out there. You're saying there's a rotten cheese that let maggots growing. Okay, that's pretty fucking gross. Because I kind of like blue cheese, which a lot of people find gross, but I like blue cheese. Sorry, Adele, I've put you off by talking about chicken fetus things. You're just going to go off and read your book now. I'm sorry. Oh, Stella Morris, you ate ants in the Daintree. There are some particular ants in Australia that like drink a lot of honey and they absorb a lot of it into their body. Apparently, they're really tasty. And you're going to have dinner, Agro Pixie. Nice, nice. Oh my God, President Redwood. Mac and cheese is a delicacy beyond words of no, it's just oh my God. Oh, that's fucking gross. Yeah, Emperor Seagull, there's no getting around the fact I like mold on cheese. Yeah, I thought we were talking about this the Swedish fish. So Stroming, I can't say it, obviously. Um oh yeah, deep fried tarantula. I remember um when one of my kids was very young, I was like a chaperone on one of their school excursions, and it was to this bug place. And the guy reeled in telling he had a stuffed tarantula from Malaysia, really quite big. And he talked about how in Malaysian households, they would actually encourage these tarantulas to live in the house because they'd eat all the other bugs and they'd get very big and fat. And when they got to a certain size, they'd catch them, and they'd fry them up. Deep fried tarantula is a real food in Malaysia and other places in Southeast Asia. And they would fry them up, and they're a big delicacy. And the guy'd make the joke, because these tarantulas have really fucking big fangs. And the joke he made, or maybe it was real, they said like they'd cook up the tarantulas and they'd use the fangs as a toothpick, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, killed monkey brains. I remember that Emperor Seagull. It was in that pseudo documentary, Shocking Asia or whatever. And yes, they did use it. Ruka-san, they used it in an Indiana Jones movie. But there were these shock videos from the 70s and 80s. They had names like Shocking Asia and whatnot. And they'd have people eating monkey brains and other gross things. You're right, Charlie. Hindus tend to be vegetarian. That's true. But yeah, the monkey brain thing was more an Asian, like East Asian thing than a South Asian thing. But yeah, what other? Yeah, no, weird fucking food around the world. Quite honestly, even some English cuisine is really fucking great. Like tripe. Tripe is fucking awful. Tripe is like, fucking intestines and whatnot, isn't it? And even just eating things like liver and kidneys and whatnot, that's all dodgy. Video games. You're talking about YouTube over dinner. We're just talking over wrestling. Yeah, Rob Wolfie, you can't get a deep fried tarantula. I honestly think our future is eating bugs. There's you get a lot of protein from bugs, and it's already a popular cuisine in lots of parts of Asia. I think various sorts of grasshoppers and cockroaches and whatnot. Koalas, do you think there's a big weird roach in my fridge? Probably, man. There's all sorts of weird things in my house. I honestly think our future, because we're going to get a fucking mass die-off of animals, our future is probably going to be eating bugs, like mass factory-produced food things formed out of bugs, quite honestly. Ooh, Catherine, chicken livers and spaghetti bolognese. Okay, kind of melt in your mouth. Again, psychologically, I'd have problems with it. You're probably right in terms of it tasting good, but psychologically, I'd have problems with chicken liver, quite honestly. Eat spiders. I don't think that it'd be spiders because they're difficult to raise, but it's like various sorts of grasshoppers and locusts and even crickets, I think would be the big thing. And mealworms. I think we'll probably end up having a lot of food made from mealworms. Because it's easy to cultivate, and it's actually easy to sort of press. Oh yeah, prop wolfie, ants quite possibly as well. But I don't think there's much doubt that that's going to figure prominently in humans' future food made from bugs. Well, maybe the lab-grown meats are going to. Sorry, I just realized what you said. Locust troopers, I'm threatening to eat you. That's true. So maybe lab-grown meats are going to be a big thing. If lab-grown meats become economically viable, that would be both morally and economically a good thing to eat. Catherine in Snowpiercer, which is a good movie if you've never seen it. Snowpiercer is a good movie. I found out they've been eating ground up bugs jelly. It's not as bad as the revelation in that Wachowski's film Cloud Atlas, where the genetically engineered servants are killed at a certain age and ground up and turned into food that's fed back to them. That's really disturbing. Yeah, exactly, Emperor. So we're overdue for a remake of Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. Project Redfoot, you're right. Eating bugs is ecologically sound, morally sound, and at a certain point, it's probably going to be quite economically sound. Tendai, I don't feel embarrassed about spoilers for a film that's like 5 or 10 years old. Orixen, I actually just saw the end of Cloud Atlas again on the weekend. I really enjoyed that movie. And another time, because I'm about to go, but we could have a conversation about the casting people to play races that they're not. Koalas, yeah, that Roblox guy was just stupid, so I booted him. And he wouldn't stop being stupid. Yes, Prop Wolfie, Cloud Atlas was a boot. Yes, you're right. It's a sad Empressiga that the meal replacement Soylent doesn't actually contain human flesh. Soylent Green's from the 70s, not the 80s. Ah, see, approved. That was an interesting thing because that's the big. I don't really have time because I'm about to go. But regulars, remember, next live chat, we're going to talk about the Wachowskis movie, Cloud Atlas, and blackface and yellow face and white face, which was used in it. Because I think it's an interesting topic for conversation. Oh, look, a trooper. The sex worker, Jez. I've been talking to her again recently. She's an awesome person. There you go. Yes, there you go. Cool. Oh, yes. Tendai. I heard Negan's coming to Tekken. Yes. Yes. Okay. Wolfie, that's a good one. Okay. All regulars remember. Yeah, video game show late. I'm about to go. Next live stream, we're going to talk about blackface, yellow face, and white face, specifically in the movie Cloud Atlas. Qualo, I don't know what the fuck was up with that Roblox guy, but he's gone because he was boring. Yeah, Fila, the movie Ravenous with Robert Carlyle was also weird. Yes. Okay, we'll talk about weird movies next time. I'm going to go now. So, as per usual, I want to thank you, wonderful people, for being such excellent company, as you always are. Thank you for spending time with me. Oh, Catherine, if you haven't seen Cloud Atlas, it will be spoiler city. But we'll talk about that next time because I saw it again on the weekend. Really want to talk about it again. So thanks everyone for dropping by. As always, enjoyed. Look after yourselves. You're all wonderful people. Soylent Green is people. You're all wonderful people. Hopefully you won't get turned into Soylent Green. Stella, if you have a chance to see Cloud Atlas before Thursday night, that would be really good. Yeah, let's talk weird movies like David Lynch and all sorts of stuff. Look after yourselves. You're all awesome people. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye now.